Hey VC, how you doing? This is Christian down here in Santiago, Chile. I'm doing my entry to a really cool tag started by our good friend George G. of Rock. Started the 2026 ACDC tag. He he came up with 15 really cool prompts that I have here in my computer. And that's why the reflection that's the screen. So here I'm going to try to do my best to answer to these questions that George created. So let's go with number one. It's a long way to the top. What's the first song or album you heard from the band? And I'm positive about this one. Where it is? It must have been this one. Sorry about the glare. It's really. I think this one was the first one album we ever listened. My brother and I. Don't know if it was on release day because this one was 1980. But I'm positive that it was this one. And of course, the first track we ever heard was Hell's Bells. We had no idea back then about the previous history, why this album was recorded, who Bon Scott was, what had happened to, of course, to Bon prior to hearing this album. But yes, the first thing we ever heard, my brother and I, he's 2 years younger than me, but we share a lot of music interest in music. Matt has been this one, ACDC, Back in Black, and of course, opening track, Hell's Bells. There it goes, number one. Number two, Let There Be Rock. Which producer do you feel did the band justice in the studio? This is kind of not controversial, but this is something I really don't care that much because I don't have audio files, places to hear stuff, or I don't have a very fine way of listening to things. But I really think this one with Robert John Mutt Lynch, he did a great job in this album, trying to capture what the band was developing with the previous albums, with the ones they did with George Jan and George Vanda also in the previous first international in the Australian only releases. But I think with this one, he helped the band to move from a cult band that only few people knew about. Of course, in Australia, some guys I think in the UK or even less in the States knew about this band. But with this album, with really cool songs and a very good and modern production, like adapted to that era of the band, late 70s, early 80s, helped the band to develop their sound and create a huge monster that became later ACDC with the next album. And of course, with the tragic history and all that surrounded the band in that era of the band. So I think Robert John Mutt Lynch, let's leave, of course, hysteria and the other stuff he did out of the discussion, but I think he did a great job with the band in this album. There he goes. Number three, LiveWire. How many times have you seen the band? Which was your favorite? And if you have never seen it, would you like to see them live? Yes, as a matter of fact, I have a cool story about that thing. ACDC had only played here in Chile once. It was in 1996. Me and my brother had the chance to see them live. And there's a cool story because back then a local radio had a contest, and the big prize was a meet and greet with the band. And they asked a lot of questions, only one question or two questions. Name the new album, and what was the biggest news about this album and this tour. Of course, the album was Ball Breaker, and it was the returning of Phil Rudd to play drums. So we kind of Googled that or read about it because there was 96, no internet or no internet. So my brother and I managed to download all the discography and print it on paper, fax it to the to the to the radio, and of course answer the question. Phil Rudd is coming back to play the drums. And luckily, my brother won won the meet and greet with the band. Of course, we went to the show. It was an awesome show. It was a sold out concert here in Chile, but unfortunately, as we were going to a meet and greet with the band, my father bought us a camera, and we bought a CD of this cassette. As a matter of fact, this cassette was given to my brother by the radio as a winning prize. It also says promo here. So we arrived to the venue. We parked the car, went in, had an awesome concert. Went back to the car only to realize that someone has broke into our car, stole our radio, stole the camera, and stole the disc, the CD. So we were really pissed off, but it was no way my brother and I was going to leave to miss the meet and greet. So I took him in the car, drove it to the hotel, left him there. He had an awesome meeting with Brian, Angus, and Malcolm. He told the story to the guys. The guys felt sorry about him. He took some really cool photos with, I think, with the camera of one of the guys that, of course, took a couple of pictures of my brother with Malcolm, Angus, and Brian, and later sent them to him. And I think he still have those pictures back. It was kind of mixed emotions that day, having our car broke, our radios, but he meeting the guys. That, trust me, that's one thing that he will remember until his last days on this earth. So that's the only time the ACDC have play here. They are also coming. They're coming to play this year, I think, in a couple of more months, but I don't think I will be attending that, because it's right now it's only Angus and Brian. Have nothing against Stevie Young. He's okay. He's a great replacement, but not seeing Phil Rudd and not seeing Cliff Williams, and it's only two guys, and I don't think I will be going to that show. So let's go. Love Hungry Men. What song do you think is their best love song? I think their best love song is... Where it is. I have it right here. This one. This is to me, it's a great song from the international version, High Voltage. It's Can I Sit Next to You, Girl? That's ACDC being ACDC. So that's one of the greatest love songs from ACDC. Have a Drink on Me, base ACDC album to play at a party. Easy, this one. This is one great album to play at a party. Always love this image of the band. Why? Because it has one of my favorite ACDC songs. It's just meat and potatoes. Go to just get in, get out. Short, sweet, great riff, great solo. It's Problem Child. That's an awesome song, and this is also a really cool shot of Angus. But this is to me a great album. Let There Be Rock by ACDC. Put the Finger on You. Who do you think is the best replacement in the band? I think there are some obvious choices, I think, but I'm going to go with Cliff Williams. I think he's a great and very underrated bass player. He's the foundations of the band. He's a solid bass player. He's right in the pocket. he doesn't overplay or underplay. He's always solid. You can always trust him that the bass sound of Cliff Williams is going to be there. And when he replaced the previous guy, made a huge improvement. As a matter of fact, Duff McKagan said that one of his biggest influence in how he plays and how he understands the instrument was Cliff Williams, and I think it's a huge compliment. Okay, let's go. Number 7, Mistress for Christmas. Favorite item, figures or boxes, etc. You own. I don't have, unfortunately, I don't have any figurines of the band of Angus and Brian or Bud. I'm not that kind of guy, but I think I have this cool box set. This is of course the Bonfire. It comes with one, two, three, 4 discs. CDs, one really cool live recording live at the Atlantic Studios. That's a good one. And of course it comes with Live in Paris, Let the River. That's an awesome live show. It comes with the bolts. That's are some B-sides and live recordings from the very early period of the band. And the down thing is that comes again with Back in Black. With it has no extra additions to this one. It's the same album. It doesn't even have anything new about it. So that's the only downer in this one. But of course, a great box set. If you don't know this one, I don't know if it is available. It comes with a booklet like this and a poster of the artwork. I don't know. See, so there it goes. That's the cover, and that's a really cool poster of shot of Bon Scott. So there it goes. That's the only box set I have. And this one, that's really cool. That's a very young Bon Scott. So there it goes. And number 8, MEANSTREAK. What do you think was the lowest point in the career? Easy, that was one. We had the news. 2, when unfortunately we heard about the passing of Malcolm Young, because he was one of the creative forces in the band, and of course the other one when Brian Johnson had to kind of leave the band, take care of about his hearing issues, and he was replaced by Axl Rose. Therefore, whatever, he kind of did a good job, but it's not the band. It's not the band. The band is with Bon Scott or Brian Johnson. That's it. Otherwise, it's not the ACDC I love and I cherish from my very teenage years in music. To me, is with those 2 guys, and that's it. Okay, let's go. That was number 9, Hellbells. What songs of theirs would you like to play at your funeral? So let me see where it is. Yeah, here it is. It's from this one. Is this one? Have a drink on me. Yes, like that. Have a toast. Have a drink on me. He lived a good life. Now he's in a better place. That's it. Okay, let's go. Number 10, Snowball. What other bands captured that ACDC sound the best? That's I think the obvious is Crocus, because of course of that kind of thing that when Mark Strachey was kind of asked, but he has told many times that he was not asked. He did not do an audition for the band. They kind of sound similar, but I think one of the newer bands that kind of have some connection to their sound and their attitude is the Australian Airborne. I don't have anything from them, but they are a really cool 4-piece band from Auckland, and I think they kind of have some ACDC vibes, some kind of ACDC attitude, some kind of willing to play loud and good old rock and roll without worrying about too much about things, and have a good time. So that's my answer for that question. That was number 10. Number 11, Brain Shake. Who do you think could hypothetically replace Brian Johnson? I think, wait, this, maybe this guy. Do you know who he is? He's Josh Todd from Buckcherry. I think he has some kind of swagger, some kind of same attitude. As he's kind of a mix about Bon Scott and Brian Johnson. I've seen the band live. He's a good frontman, and I think he could be a good replacement from hypothetical Brian Johnson. But let's hope it doesn't happen that way. So again, Josh Todd of Buckcherry from Buckcherry. Okay, let's go number 11, number 12. For those about to rock, favorite deep track from one of their albums. So I'm going to pick up the cassette. I have the CD over there. But one song I really like from this very good return to form from the band. This one was 1990, I think, if I'm correct. Yeah, is track number 3 on side 2 is "Shot of Love." There it goes. That's a really fun song to listen. And if you have not given a listen, passing by from the track and the other good song, that's a good one. So "Shot of Love" from the Razor's Edge. For those about to rock, favorite deep, that was that. 13, COD. Do you feel that ACDC put out the same album all the time, and should they put out just one more studio album? I think they have they like to play rock and roll. They don't care that much if their sound is kind of similar. You can always make an argument that they have played the same album over and over. No, they have not. They have changed it a little bit with production, with sound, with of course with singers, and of course you can tell that the lyrical theme has always been the same one. But they have in their way, in their box, they have changed. They have changed from the very young band that started in Australia in the early 70s to the band that put the latest album, that's Power Up, that I think I have it here. To this one, they have changed, not that much, but they have. Should they do another one? Only if the 4 guys are involved. That means Angus, Brian, Cliff, and William are all together in one room, and of course with Stevie Young. And if they feel they need to do one more album to close their era, their career with one more album, I think. Only if they wanted, because they have to, because the record label, the industry ask them only if they want to, if of course if they have the material to do. Yes, maybe one more, and that would be enough, at least for me. Rock and Roll Damnation. Where do you think the band ranks among all your rock bands? To me, so one very high in my list. If they should be around 6 or 7 in my list. They are one of the first band I ever listened back then. To me, back then it was all heavy metal, it was all rock. I don't care about styles, labels, and stuff like that. It's just good music to listen, and they rank very high to me. 5, 6, or 7. That would be perfect, at least to me. 15. Choose up. What is your favorite album from the non-Scott era and from the Bon Scott era and the Brian Johnson era? Let's go again with yes. These two ones have to be my two favorite albums from that era of the band. Of course, this one because it had some significant meaning to me, being the first one we ever heard. But I also have a soft spot for where this have to see here. For this one, this is kind of cool. Also, of course, about you can talk about the songs might not be that good and the production again, but I think there are some good deep tracks here. So this one is not to be left out of the discussion. But this one from Brian Jones from the Bon Scott era is a really good one. This one, and of course this one are two great ones. But today I have to pick one. Let's go with Power Age. Great stuff. Rock and Roll Damnation is great stuff. Riff Raff, Sin City. What's Next to the Moons is great. Gun Shooting is an awesome track. This is almost a perfect album to me. So there it goes. So 15. Those are the 15 questions that a good friend George G wanted us to answer, or at least try to do our best to do a response to this really cool video that I'm going to leave the link below, so you can do your entry and give maybe a sub to George to help his channel to keep growing and showing some cool stuff. So without further ado, 20 minutes, I think it's more than enough. That's me, that's Christian down here in Santiago. Cheers and goodbye till next time. Bye bye.